Florida Congressman Mike Waltz, Republican on the Armed Services Committee. And, sir, good morning to you. Let's just react to what we welcomed this morning. Let's begin there. And what does President Biden say about it?
Well, I think your previous reporting, we need clarity. And what we don't need at this crucial moment are any type of gaffes that Biden's staff then has to go and try and clean up that could result in misunderstood or even dangerous signals to our adversaries, to our allies around the world. I think we need to absolutely hear, in response to Putin's threats of nuclear weapons, we need to hear from the president, from the commander-in-chief, absolute red lines on Russia's use of tactical nukes, on their use of weapons of mass destruction, or even any type of destruction or leak from Ukraine's nuclear power plant in Zaporizhia, that will mean U.S. and NATO involvement in some way, shape, or form if Russia goes there. They believe, the Russians believe, that they can escalate to de-escalate, they can escalate to give, to cause weak-kneed responses on the part of the United States, this administration, and Europe. And finally, what we need to hear is a clear demand from the United States to our European allies, particularly Germany, that they start delivering on their promises, because I can tell you, having just been out in Ukraine, what they're actually delivering is just a fraction in terms of military aid of what they promised. The Europeans have got to do more.
Yeah, that's very interesting. We asked John Kirby about Putin's belief that he's at war with us. Here's what he said.
Is at war inside Ukraine. And despite the rhetoric we heard from Putin last night, trying once again to make this about the West versus Russia, or the United States versus Russia, or NATO versus Russia, nothing could be farther from the truth. Ukraine was invaded illegally in an unprovoked way. They are fighting to defend their country.
And so you just said that the Europeans haven't delivered all that they're supposed to deliver in terms of weaponry. So would this outcome right now be different if the Ukrainians had what they were promised?
I think it would be different if the Ukrainians had what they were asking for before the invasion even started. I do believe that Russia potentially could have been deterred if they saw the coast of the Black Sea brimming with anti-ship missiles, if they had Stingers beforehand. I do think it could have made a difference. And I want to be clear on the European point. The Poles, the Romanians, the Eastern Europeans are doing everything they can. It's kind of, to use the old phrase of old Europe, of Germany, France, and others, that are still tapping the brakes on this belief that they can deal with Putin. I think Putin's made his intention very clear as he cuts off gas to Europe. That's going to cause an economic crisis this winter. And then finally, Dana, on China, we need to clear up the ambiguity, on strategic ambiguity, that the president just caused again in his 60 Minutes interview. And I'm very interested to see what he says on Iran and the Iran deal.
Okay, as we are.
Yes, thank you so much.
As well. Thank you, Michael Waltz. Nice to talk to you.
Okay, thank you.